I applied to go to Bangor for a visit day. The visit day was on the 22nd of Feb. The visit day was mainly for undergraduates, but I was told I could go for postgrad information as well. So upon getting to the reception of the university, I was inquiring about postgraduate information. I was told I could attend the welcome talk at 10 o'clock, and then after this, people were allocated groups, A, B and C, to go around the accommodation. We got allocated group A to go around the accommodation first, but before this, we went for a look around upstairs. The upstairs of the building is very pretty and has an area where there is antique pottery. There's also the library up there, but it is closed, but you could look inside from the window. After the talk, we were told to get into our groups. Group A was to get on the bus first to the accommodation village. We walked back outside to the reception area where 2 coaches were waiting for us all. So as we got on the bus, there was a member of staff who was pointing out the various university buildings. And then as we got closer into the town centre, they were pointing out different shopping areas. The first accommodation stop was ffriddoedd village. We was met by an undergraduate who told us about how their block worked and where the laundry facilities were, how the kitchen worked, and then the layout of each block. They also informed us at how you can pre-apply for your accommodation and you can pay the £300 up front, or if you don't have it straight away, you can pay it in instalments, or they can give you a pass where you can pay it at a later date. So we then got back to the university building, but before this we were meant to go to St Mary's Village. However, we was told due to a fire on one of the buildings at the roads, the coaches couldn't get to them. So later in the afternoon, smaller coaches would be taking people there. So at approximately 12:20, we began the journey to the Ocean Sciences building, which is over the Menai Bridge. So upon getting to the building, we sat in the welcome talk. I mentioned to a member of staff that I just wanted to know about postgraduate studies, so they offered to take me round separately to the undergraduate group and show me around the postgraduate facilities. The very friendly and polite PhD student was telling us about their research and the impact of scouring with wind turbines, which was very interesting to know.
Any object. Scouring is just the erosion that happens around any structure that we place in marine environment. So at the moment I've got a monopile there, potential monopile for a wind farm. I'm trying to understand a bit more, something else is going to happen. Right, yeah, perfect. Talk a bit more about what and how everything in here works.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, Margot is actually looking at forums. I wrote her a full library of books for like forums and investigations. Lockdown session.
I inquired about the accommodation over the water from Bangor, where the Ocean Sciences building is. There's none that the university offer, so the choice would be private accommodation. So they then showed us downstairs in a different lab.
Again, pretty messy lab, but this works. Okay. So this is the geotechnics lab.
Yep.
If you do the AMG, you're gonna spend about a week here during the course, and then after the course, you might need to spend more time.
Postgrad students would be on that course then?
When I did
Just
it,
say.
we were 15.
15.
The year after, there were 6.
Oh.
The year after, there were 25. Depends.
Wow.
It depends how many they're gonna apply.
How many do they allow in here at one time? All of them?
If there are 20 people, then they might get split into 10.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
6, fair enough, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
So these are sieves for
Yeah.
particle size analysis. I guess you've seen them before.
Yeah.
And then we've got all sort of equipment like that's where we wash the sediment. This is to test how strong the sediment is, really. So it's a trikes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna probably spend a bit of time in here, especially if you're doing forums. You might need to get some sealing done. So yeah, you might need to spend a bit of time here during the summer.
Summer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I fancied the micro-paleo at Birmingham, but they're not doing it anymore. They stopped running it.
Yeah, but again, it depends if Margot has.
So at this point I was asking whether to just do a PhD and specialise in one subject of micropaleontology, which is what I was interested in. And then he was telling me about how it's better to have wider knowledge and study a broader subject instead of something more specific. I was told at university you could jump from a bachelor's to a PhD, but the information now is that you need to do a master's first, which makes more sense. So we were then shown back upstairs to the undergraduate group, where I was then going to be shown around by another member of staff with the different lecture rooms and the other laboratories and the master's facilities.
Yes, it's so easy to get lost in this building. Follow the screens and not. So this is the the sea teaching area. So there are 2 lab rooms on this side,
Okay.
and they're all named after this one. Is for the AMG's course. So you have there is a room for each of the courses that is used for some teaching. They've obviously done that, goodness knows what they've been doing. So it's used for some teaching, but it's mainly a study area, and it's somewhere where you can drop your stuff.
Yeah.
And if you manage to find a key, you can find all kinds of old books and things. It's like smaller, but it's the same setup. And there's a computer that they use. You can log on, and you have access to everything. So sometimes you come in and they're practicing or looking at things, whatever. In rubber ducks.
I heard that, but I can't say.
A common room.
Okay.
Hello. I was saying ambitious students, but they're students, and there's a kitchen area.
Okay, it's nice. It's nice.
Sorry.
I was shown around 2 study lecture rooms, the common room which had a small kitchen in,
Computer practicals.
a bigger lecture room,
In Bangor, it's pretty much the only teaching over in Bangor. We go off on weekends. So we have this as a facility, and depending on class size, sometimes practicals.
and then we were shown the computer room which was used for most of the GIS practicals, and this was a strictly postgraduate room, so no undergraduates could get in, and you have a key card to access the room.
With anyone else in that sense. It is a master's facility. Sometimes there are lectures for undergrads, etc. On the lecture is a practical course in the first semester at least. Then it gets a bit more theoretical in the second semester, but that's just the nature of it. You need to know the background as well. Geophysical surveying, yes, that is kind of in the name. There is surveying involved in that, but then there are the principles, and it gets a bit more theoretical. But we will get you seasick, and we will get you muddy. That's part of the. that's part of. Is Professor of Physical Oceanography.
The lecturer was now going to take us over to the other building to rejoin the adult group where they were about to get on the boat.
So he can talk to you about the AMG course and what it entails. It's.
And we have a lot of them go out.
The lecturer was telling us about how students who study the course tend to go and work in the industry, and then those who don't have just changed their mind. So there's high employability benefits after doing the course.
And I think it's always going to be.
The lecturer was telling us about how students go out on the Prince Madog boat to do surveying with the MS Geoscience course. Playing on the TV screens are the images that are acquired from the surveying.
Side scan.
This is another main story. First time I tried to get out of the building, we were in that way. And that's in the high enough, so I must have missed a turning somewhere. You're the one in the building, that's it. It is warm, well, yes. It's warm in summer then. It gets a bit tsunami. Yeah. The other one is okay, so it's not.
The building, because this is insulated, as it keeps the heat in much better. And we've told them that maybe they put. So this is now being used in the weekly seminar series around this room as well. Let's see what's going on over here.
We were being escorted to where the adults had been placed while the undergraduate students stayed in the other building doing practicals. We was joining them as they were about to go on the boat. we're off to go on the Prince Madog boat. We was counted onto the boat in groups of 10, as the captain doesn't like there to be more than 10 people on the boat.
Alright, so my experience on the boat, we try to do it.
The boat definitely looks a lot bigger on the inside than it does on the out. The kitchen is surprisingly big. The steps were so small, not surprising as it's a boat. So here we're going up the stairs to have a look at the second deck.
So this is where all the science stuff goes on, really. So when we've got kit out over the back of the boat, you'll find people in here who warm and dry, basically the field.
Yeah, it's anti-slip. Yeah. It's anti-slip.
After being shown the computer equipment for surveying, we went upstairs to where the captain sits. Very small stairs.
Sciences, you'll see for 10 days. Day trips will take about 20, so including staff.
Overall, all staff were very friendly, and if I choose to come here, I would very much look forward to coming. We got back to the main university building at about 3:30 p.m.